A loud, scary scream echoed through the busy street. It was sharp. It was sudden. It made everyone stop and turn. People stopped talking. Some dropped what they were holding. Some froze in their steps. This wasn't a normal noise. It wasn't a silly shout or someone yelling because they were mad. It was a scream of real pain. The kind that makes your stomach twist. The kind that makes everyone go quiet. That scream was loud enough to be heard above the sounds of cars, talking, laughing, and footsteps. And when people heard it, they didn't just ignore it. They looked. Right there on the hot, hard ground, a 19-year-old boy was lying down. He was curled up like he was trying to hide from something really bad. His face was full of pain. His eyes were shut tight. His breathing was fast, like he couldn't catch his breath. One of his arms was bent the wrong way, like a broken toy. Arms weren't supposed to bend like that. It looked very painful. Anyone could tell he was hurt badly. But the man who hurt him, he didn't look sorry at all. He stood tall like he was proud of what he did. His chest moved up and down as he breathed, but not because he was tired. It was more like he was happy about what happened. Like he liked hurting the boy. He was big, really big. His shoulders were wide like a door. His arms were thick and full of veins, like ropes under his skin. He wore a loose white outfit that people wear when they do martial arts, like karate. Around his waist was a black belt tied tightly, showing he was really good at fighting. His head was bald and shiny, his jaw was tight, and his eyes looked cold like ice. Then he spoke. His voice was loud, rough, and scary. "Next time," he growled so that everyone could hear, "you pay when I ask. No questions. No waiting. Or I'll break your other arm too." The street went even quieter. Not one sound. Not even a whisper. People were standing still like statues. A woman held her daughter's hand, not moving a muscle. Across the street, 2 teenagers had stopped walking. One had dropped his phone. A man in a small shop nearby peeked through the glass door. He saw everything, but he didn't open the door. He just watched. And there were 2 security guards standing outside a supermarket nearby. They wore uniforms and had radios on their belts. But they didn't do anything. They didn't step forward. They didn't help. They just stood there. Everyone knew who the scary man was. His name was Victor, Iron Jaw Rays. He used to fight in big tournaments called XMA, where people did extreme martial arts. But he was banned. Why? Because he was too aggressive. That means he was too dangerous. He didn't fight fair. He didn't stop when he was supposed to. People whispered that Victor had fought in over 20 underground fights. Those were secret fights where there were no rules and no one to stop the pain. People got badly hurt, and Victor never showed mercy. Now Victor didn't just fight. He controlled the whole block. All the shops had to pay him money, so he would protect them. But if they didn't, bad things happened. Some shopkeepers disappeared. Some walked funny for the rest of their lives. The boy on the ground didn't want to pay. So Victor broke his arm. Everyone saw it. Everyone was scared. They wanted to help, but they didn't want to end up like the boy. So no one moved. No one. Until someone did. Just one step. Soft and quiet. But everyone noticed. A man. He looked older, maybe in his 50s. He wore a gray hoodie that looked old and faded. His jeans were worn out. He didn't look like a hero. He didn't even look strong. He had been standing near the bus stop the whole time. No one noticed him before. He had his head down and hands in his pockets. But now he was walking. Not running. Not yelling. Just walking. Slow. Straight toward the boy on the ground. People watched, not knowing what he was going to do. The man knelt down beside the boy. He placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "You're going to be all right," he said softly. "Just hold on." His voice was calm, not scared. Kind, not nervous. Then he stood up. He turned and faced Victor. He looked right into Victor's cold, angry eyes. For a moment, no one said anything. Then someone in the crowd whispered, "Jason Statham." The name spread like a wave. Jason Statham. Jason Statham. It took a second, but people remembered. His face was partly hidden by his hoodie. He wasn't standing like a fighter. He wasn't showing off. But everyone could feel it. His presence was strong. Jason was famous once. He used to be a fighter too. A great one. A legend. He didn't fight in underground battles. He didn't hurt people for fun. He was known for helping, for protecting, for doing what was right. Now he was here, right in front of Victor. Victor smirked. He didn't look scared. "What?" Victor said, loud and mean. "Are you here to play the hero, old man?" Jason didn't answer right away. He took a small step forward. "I'm here because that boy needs help," Jason said quietly. And you're not going to hurt anyone else today. Victor laughed. A loud, cruel laugh. You think you can stop me? Victor asked. You're old. You're done. You're nothing. Jason didn't get angry. He didn't shout. He just looked at Victor. His eyes were calm, but strong, unmoving, like a mountain. The wind picked up a little. People still stood frozen, watching. Then Victor stepped forward. Big, loud, heavy, like thunder. Jason stepped forward too. Quiet, light, like air. They stopped just a few feet apart. Victor lifted his hands, ready to fight. You want to fight? Victor growled. You got one. Jason didn't lift his hands. Not yet. I don't want to fight, Jason said. But I will if I have to. Victor didn't wait. He rushed forward like a bull. His fist swung fast, aiming for Jason's face. But Jason moved. So quick it was like magic. He ducked. He twisted. He turned. Victor's punch missed completely. Jason's foot came up, lightning fast. Tap. It hit Victor's leg. Not hard, but fast. Victor stumbled. Just a little. He growled and threw another punch. Jason stepped back. Tap. A soft hit to Victor's chest. Victor swung again. Missed. Tap. Another light strike to Victor's arm. It was like Jason wasn't even fighting hard. He was just moving, graceful, quick, smooth. Victor got angrier. He roared like a bear and tried to grab Jason. But Jason spun. His hand tapped Victor's wrist. Then his foot tapped Victor's ankle. Victor lost balance. His big body started to fall. People gasped. Boom. Victor hit the ground. Flat on his back. He tried to get up, but Jason was already standing over him. Stay down, Jason said. His voice wasn't mean. It wasn't loud, but it was strong. Victor looked up. His face was red, his chest rising fast. But he didn't move. The crowd stood still for a second longer. Then someone clapped. One slow clap. Then another. Then more. Soon the whole street was clapping. Some people were crying. Others were cheering. The woman with her daughter smiled. The teenagers gave each other high fives. Even the man in the shop opened the door. The two security guards finally stepped forward, calling for help on their radios. The boy on the ground was still in pain, but now there were people helping him. And Jason? Jason just turned and walked away, back toward the bus stop. He didn't wait for thanks. He didn't need a crowd. He had done what he came to do. And the people would remember. Not just the fight, but the feeling that even when things look scary, even when no one else moves, one person can make a difference. Jason didn't say anything. He stayed quiet. Slowly, he took off his hoodie, the thick sweater he was wearing. He moved very slowly and carefully, like someone who was very calm and knew exactly what he was doing. He didn't throw it on the ground or toss it away. No, he folded it up very neatly, like he was folding something important, and gently placed it next to the boy who was hurt on the ground. Under the hoodie, Jason wore a black shirt. It fit closely on his body, and you could see his strong arms and chest. His muscles looked like they had been used a lot, like someone who had trained hard, fought many times, and never gave up. He didn't look scared at all. He looked ready. The people around them were watching. They were quiet, but you could hear a soft sound go through the crowd, a mix of surprise and curiosity. It was like everyone was thinking the same thing. Who is this guy? Victor, the big mean man who had hurt the boy, smiled in a mean way. He looked at Jason like he was a joke. He laughed a little and said loudly, "You think this is a movie or something? You think you're the hero? I'm not just some bad guy you can beat. I'm a real fighter. I have a black belt in karate. That means I'm really good. You're just someone acting tough. You're pretending." Jason's face didn't change. He didn't smile. He didn't frown. He just looked at Victor with calm eyes. His voice was quiet but strong. "You broke that boy's arm," Jason said. "You did it because you thought nobody would stop you. But you were wrong." The feeling in the air changed. It felt like a storm was coming. Victor stopped smiling. His eyes got cold. He was angry now. He cracked his knuckles, making a loud popping sound with his fingers. Then he took a big step toward Jason. "Big mistake," Victor yelled. Then he attacked. He moved fast. He swung his fists quickly, trying to hit Jason in the face and chest. He was like a wild animal, trying to hurt with everything he had. But Jason wasn't there. He had already moved. He ducked under the first punch. He slipped past the second one. He didn't try to block everything. He was too fast. Then Jason hit back. He moved like lightning. His elbow hit Victor in the side, right where it would hurt the most. Then he used his hand like a knife and gently, but strongly, chopped Victor on the neck. Not enough to really hurt him badly, but enough to make Victor stumble. Then Jason spun around, quick as a dancer, and swept his leg low across the ground. Victor lost his balance and fell down hard. He hit the ground with a loud thump and couldn't breathe for a second. The crowd gasped. People's mouths opened wide. Some covered their mouths. Others took a step back. They couldn't believe what they just saw. But Victor wasn't done. He rolled over and got up again, his face bright red like a tomato. He was full of rage now, more angry than ever. He pulled something shiny out of his belt, a pair of metal knuckles. They were silver and looked scary. "You're dead now," Victor shouted. But Jason didn't move. He didn't back away. He didn't even blink. He just watched Victor. Then Victor ran at him, yelling, swinging his fists wildly. He tried to hit Jason with everything he had, all his strength, all his anger. Jason didn't try to fight back right away. Instead, he waited. And when the metal fist came toward him, Jason reached out and caught the punch in the air. His hand moved so fast, it was like magic. Then there was a sharp sound, pop, as Jason twisted Victor's wrist. The metal knuckles fell out of Victor's hand and hit the ground with a loud clink. Jason didn't stop. He pulled Victor forward, using the man's own strength against him. Then he twisted his body and threw Victor down to the ground again. This time even harder. Victor landed on his knees. He looked dizzy. He was breathing hard. His body shook. Jason stepped in close, very close. He leaned down and whispered something in Victor's ear. Nobody else could hear what he said. But whatever Jason said, it worked. Victor stopped moving. He didn't fight anymore. His arms went limp. His face turned pale, like all the color had been washed away. Jason let go of him and turned around. He walked back to the little boy, who was still lying on the ground. The boy was breathing slowly, his face still showing pain, but he looked less scared now. Jason knelt beside him. "You're safe now," Jason said in a gentle voice. "Help is coming." Jason stood up and turned toward the people in the crowd. His voice got louder, but it was still calm. "Someone call an ambulance." This time someone did. People who had just been watching before suddenly started to move. Phones came out. A woman rushed over and took off her jacket, gently placing it over the little boy to keep him warm. A man who worked at the pharmacy nearby came running out with a first aid kit in his hands. The street that had been silent before was now full of sound and action. It was like everyone had been frozen in fear, but now they were waking up. They were helping. They were being brave. Courage had come back. Jason didn't stay to be thanked. He didn't wait for the police or the ambulance. He just started walking away slowly back into the crowd. He didn't want anyone to notice. He just wanted to leave quietly. But someone saw him and called out, "Wait, who are you?" Jason stopped. He didn't turn all the way around. He just looked over his shoulder. "I'm just someone who remembers what strength is really for," he said. Then he disappeared into the city, into the moving crowd of people. Gone just like that, like a hero from a storybook who comes when he's needed and leaves before anyone can say thank you. Did you enjoy the story? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share them in the comments below. If you had a great time, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell so you're always in the loop for the next adventure. Thanks for joining me, and as always, stay curious, stay brave, and keep exploring.